So the Angel Reese situation is kind of never going to go away, in my opinion. I do think when it comes to Angel, everything that happens, just like when it comes to Caitlin Clark, everything that happens with these two players gets blown so out of proportion. Like, if there's anything minor that's going on with the two of them.
Damn, Angel, you really messed a lot of things up in Chicago. You really messed up a lot in Chicago. The sky has fallen.
Angel Reese. The name alone sets social media on fire. Every move she makes, every word she doesn't even say, it all gets magnified, dissected, and turned into a headline. And this week, the drama hit another boiling point. Reports came out that the Chicago Sky canceled their end-of-season exit interviews. No microphones, no tough questions, no final words. And who do you think got dragged through the mud for it? Not the Sky's front office, not her teammates. Nope, Angel Reese, once again, was labeled unprofessional.
We got players who will not be doing exit interviews because the Chicago Sky are afraid of what they may say wrong in these exit interviews. This is bad. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification. The Chicago Sky no longer will be conducting exit interviews.
A TV analyst and former D1 hooper, Ice Young, didn't hold back. She said, if you want to be treated like a professional, then act like a professional and do the exit interview. That line lit Twitter up like gasoline on a fire. Because let's be honest, if Angel Reese so much as breathes differently, half the internet is ready to crown her the villain of women's basketball. But here's the real question. Was this actually Angel Reese's call? Or did the Sky organization shut it all down? And why are people laser focused on Angel when other players, like Courtney Vandersloot, Ariel Atkins, even the Liberty, skipped exit interviews without facing the same wrath? This isn't just about one canceled press conference. It's about double standards, media bias, and the never-ending spotlight that follows Angel Reese everywhere she goes.
And if something is the biggest deal in the world, oh, you better believe it's going to start a damn war on Twitter. Not in the real world, by the way. Absolutely not in the real world. Like, in the real world, nothing happens. But in the online world that we all live in, especially a chronically online person like myself, live in, it starts a damn war. But we saw this post here from Ice Young, who, like, again, is a TV analyst and host, someone who's like in and around WNBA media.
And whether you love her or you can't stand her, one thing is crystal clear. Angel Reese will always be the story. So buckle up, because today we're breaking down exactly what went down, why the narrative has spiraled out of control, and what this says about Angel Reese's role as one of the most polarizing figures in the WNBA. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and join the conversation in the comments, because trust me, this one's going to get heated. To really understand this whole mess, you've got to step back and look at Angel Reese's rookie season.
With Courtney Vandersloot, Angel Reese, and Ariel Atkins, Chicago previously said they would hold exit interviews at a later date after the three did not participate with the rest of the team when the season ended. And if you go back, I told y'all, Angel Reese would not be doing an exit interview. I told y'all she wasn't going back to do one. It was over. It's done.
From the moment she touched down in the WNBA, Angel wasn't just another rookie. She was already a star. The Bayou Barbie, the NCAA champion who stared down Caitlin Clark on the biggest stage in college hoops. She came into the league with a spotlight so bright it was practically blinding. But that spotlight cuts both ways.
So she played, she's obviously working with the Big East Network, CBS Sports. I'm interested to see, she played at Syracuse. I wonder where she's playing in pro after Syracuse. Syracuse is serious college. Can't find where she played. It says she played at Fordham as well and Florida for a year. She just play everywhere. Does she just play everywhere for a few years? Red-shirted.
It's done. It's finito. It's over. I told y'all the day she skipped out and said she had a prior obligation, which was her going to Vegas to party. She was out partying, out at the Bud Crawford fight. That was it. I told you guys
Now fast forward to the Chicago Sky's season. This was not a fairy tale ending. Locker room issues, coaching instability, and a first-round playoff exit left fans frustrated and media outlets hungry for answers. Exit interviews were supposed to be the moment of clarity, the time when players and coaches faced the music. But then, silence. The Sky canceled them altogether. And just like that, people didn't point at management. They didn't question whether this was a team decision. Instead, the narrative zeroed in on Angel Reese, because that's the reality of her situation. Whether fair or not, she is the headline. So when Ice Young stepped in with that "be professional" comment, it wasn't just a critique. It was gasoline poured onto a fire that was already burning. Let's break this down step by step. Ice Young's words weren't complicated. If you want to be treated like a professional, then act like a professional and do the exit interview. On the surface, that sounds reasonable. The WNBA is a league fighting for respect, fighting for visibility, and professionalism matters. But here's the catch. Angel Reese never even got the chance. Reports suggest the team canceled the interviews, not the players. Yet somehow, the blame fell squarely on Angel. Why? Because controversy follows her like a shadow. The second Ice Young dropped that comment, fans split right down the middle. Half the internet screamed, "See? She's immature. She's not ready for this stage." The other half fired back, "Why single out Angel when Courtney Vandersloot, Ariel Atkins, and even the entire New York Liberty skipped exit interviews too?" That's the double standard. Angel isn't being judged by the same rules. When a veteran sits out, crickets. When Angel Reese, a rookie, is even rumored to be involved, it's front-page news. And it doesn't stop with the media. Fans run wild with it on Twitter, creating threads, memes, and viral debates. Suddenly, one canceled press session becomes a referendum on Angel's maturity, leadership, and future in the league. But here's the uncomfortable truth. If this were Caitlin Clark, it would be the exact same circus. These two players are lightning rods. Every minor story gets blown up into a battle line for their supporters and haters. And in Angel's case, it means even silence turns into controversy. Here's where it gets. Where's that same smoke for Courtney Vandersloot, for Ariel Atkins, for the New York Liberty, who also shut down their media availability after a brutal playoff loss? The silence is deafening. And that's the contradiction. Angel Reese doesn't get treated like just another player. She gets treated like a headline. And here's the wild part. Everyone profits from it. Media personalities get clicks. Networks get talking points. Even fans get clout from arguing about her online. Angel Reese has become the WNBA's version of a culture war. Every minor incident becomes a test of loyalty. Are you Team Angel or are you against her? Think about it. When Caitlin Clark gets shoved, the narrative instantly turns into, is the league protecting her enough? When Angel Reese skips a microphone she never controlled, the story morphs into, she's unprofessional. Two rookies, two completely different narratives, both blown completely out of proportion. And the longer this goes on, the harder it is to separate fact from noise. Was this really about exit interviews? Or was it about Angel Reese being Angel Reese? The player who moves the needle, the lightning rod for praise, hate, and everything in between. At this point, the debate isn't about professionalism, it's about power. It's about who controls the narrative and why Angel Reese can't take a single step without the entire basketball world reacting. Now let's get real about Angel Reese's reputation, because here's the truth. Angel's game speaks for itself. She's a rebounding machine, a relentless competitor, and a rookie who showed flashes of superstardom. On the court, you can't deny her impact. But off the court? That's where the image gets complicated. Angel has built a brand that thrives on confidence and confrontation. She calls herself the Bayou Barbie. She leans into the role of disruptor, someone who doesn't just play basketball but makes statements. That swagger is part of why she's a fan favorite. But it's also why every mistake, every misstep gets magnified. And this is where professionalism comes into question. Not because she ducked an interview. Again, that was likely the team's decision. But because Angel has already had moments that critics point to as immature. Public spats with coaches, social media jabs, press conferences where her tone rubbed people the wrong way. And that's why this exit interview fiasco exploded. Even though Angel probably wasn't responsible, it fit neatly into the storyline her critics already believe. It was another puzzle piece in the image of Angel as unprofessional. And once that narrative takes root, it doesn't take much to keep feeding it. So the question becomes, is Angel Reese being unfairly targeted? Or is this just the price you pay for being one of the most visible rookies in the league? Let's peel back the layers on Angel Reese, because this goes way beyond one interview. On the court, Angel's resume as a rookie is impressive. She wasn't just a rebounder, she was the rebounder, leading all rookies and proving that her relentless motor translates at the pro level. She brought energy, fire, and toughness to a Chicago Sky team that desperately needed an identity. You don't put up double-doubles as a rookie unless you've got a level of grit most players never touch. That's the side of Angel Reese nobody can argue with. She's a competitor, plain and simple. But being a professional in the WNBA isn't just about the box score. It's also about how you handle the cameras, the criticism, and the spotlight. And here's where Angel is polarizing. She's unapologetically herself. She talks trash. She embraces the villain role. She claps back on social media when she feels disrespected. And let's be honest, that's part of what makes her magnetic. But it's also what makes her a target. Her critics point to moments. The tension with Sky coaches, her disappearing act earlier in the season, the side-eye answers in press conferences. They say it shows immaturity. They say it proves she doesn't get it yet. And whether that's fair or not, those moments keep feeding the narrative that Angel Reese isn't fully professional. But here's the flip side. She's 22 years old, in her first season, adjusting to the highest level of basketball on the planet. Every great player had growing pains. The difference? Their mistakes weren't amplified to millions. Angel doesn't get that luxury. Every stumble becomes a headline. So when the Sky canceled exit interviews, it was easy for critics to fold that into the bigger story they've already written about her. Not because she was responsible, but because it fits the image of Angel Reese as the problem child. And the media loves nothing more than a narrative that confirms their suspicion.
ESPN segments, debate shows, viral clips dominating Twitter and TikTok. But here's the catch, that attention doesn't just highlight the greatness on the court. It amplifies every scrap of drama, every hint of controversy. Angel has become the poster child for this double-edged sword. On one hand, she drives engagement like nobody else. Her name guarantees clicks, views, and hot takes. On the other hand, she's paying the price of being the league's headline magnet. Fair criticism? Sure. But the overreaction? That's the tax of being a star in the making. And it raises a bigger question for the WNBA. How do you treat your young stars? Do you protect them, giving them space to grow without overexposing every misstep? Or do you throw them straight into the fire because the league needs that spotlight, no matter how messy it gets? The truth is, Angel Reese, along with Caitlin Clark, A'ja Wilson, and others, isn't just shaping her own career. She's shaping how women's basketball is covered, debated, and consumed. Fans who never cared before are now invested, either riding hard for Angel or rooting for her downfall. And that polarization? It fuels attention the league has never had before. So yes, the canceled exit interviews matter. But what they really reveal is how fragile the balance is between growth and spectacle. Angel Reese is both a rookie and a symbol, and the WNBA is still figuring out how to handle that. So let's bring this full circle. Angel Reese didn't cancel the Chicago Sky's exit interviews. She didn't run from the cameras. She didn't refuse to speak. And yet, somehow, the finger-pointing landed on her anyway. Why? Because Angel Reese isn't just a rookie. She's a walking headline. Every move she makes is magnified. Every silence is filled with noise. And every minor story becomes the next proof of her being unprofessional.
But here's the reality check. Angel Reese is 22 years old. She's still learning how to navigate the pro game, the media, and the expectations of being a star. She's going to stumble. She's going to clash with critics. And yes, she's going to give people reasons to debate. That's part of her journey. The real question isn't whether Angel Reese will face controversy. She will. The question is whether she can grow through it, turn the criticism into fuel, and transform herself from a polarizing figure into an undeniable superstar. And if history tells us anything, Angel thrives when people doubt her. Because whether you love her or hate her, you're still talking about her. You're still clicking, still tweeting, still arguing. And in the media game, that means she's already won. So maybe the exit interviews were canceled. Maybe Angel Reese never got the chance to give us her final words. But let's be honest, Angel doesn't need a podium to make noise. She is the story. And as long as she's in this league, the spotlight isn't going anywhere. So what do you think? Was Angel Reese unfairly blasted for something out of her control? Or does the criticism have some truth to it? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe, because this conversation is far from over.